This is a how-to of making an infogram for your linear equations project. At this point, you should have on your own sheet of paper made a model of multiple representations of a linear equation that you've created. Now you're going to take that scratch paper and turn it into an infogram. To do that, you're going to go here and as I show you this video, I'm going to kind of pause, and so it's kind of like it's fast forwarding at times. So if it looks like it's skipping, it's really not. I'm doing that on purpose. So you're going to go to infogram, infogr.am, infogram, not .com, not .net, it's .am. When you get there, if this is your first time being on Infogram, you're going to have to register as a new user. This requires you to put in a email address and a password. It's free setup. It's just something that you have to do. I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you where to go from. Once you've created an account and then you've officially logged in, this is the screen that you will see. First, we are going to start by creating a new chart. You have different things up here. You're going to click on charts, and we specifically for this project want a line. So we'll say add chart. Kind of gives you a demo, and we're just basically changing this demo. And if you double click here, the title of your infogram should be your equation that you came up with in standard form. So here's my example. 2x minus y equals 3. Now what we're going to do is right here on double click to edit chart, a table is going to appear. This is where we're going to need to put some specific information. So here I've added the 3 equations that we are going to be comparing. Your original, notice this is in y equals mx plus b, a line that is parallel to it, meaning it has the same slope, and a line that is perpendicular, negative reciprocals. What you'll need to do up here, we're in these bolded columns, this is going to be the x values that you're going to use. I want you to notice what's happening as I'm typing in stuff here. It's changing it over here on your graph behind you, so you're seeing how the things are being changed. Now, whatever you're going to use for your x values, notice you're going to record y values for each of your equations for those same x values. So here's my data values. I use the same x values for each of my equations, but then for the y values, when I had this in the calculator, this is the y's that go with that particular equation for x. In other words, y1, y2, y3 values, all for this x. Something else that you'll want to do is go to settings, and we're going to change our window that we see here. On your calculator, your x-axis range is usually -10 to 10, and so is your y. So when you do that, your graph is going to kind of look more like something that you wouldn't normally see on your calculator screen. When you're done, there's your graph. There was the titles of those 3 equations. So they've done them for you in color. Where it says dummy text, this is where I'm going to want for you to put your x-intercepts. Remember, this should always be a number. In my case, it's 1.5, comma 0. And then your y-intercept, which should be 0, comma, a number, which in this case, it's 0, comma, -3. Okay, and then finally, where it says copyright notice, this is where you're putting your name on it. My name for this example is student example. When you've looked over your work and see everything that you've done, if you're okay with it, notice that on Infogram it always saves things automatically to your Infogram library. So when it's done, all you have to do to get it to me is highlight this URL. This is unique to the one that you've just made. Hit Control-C for copying. And then when you go to the Zacatech Math website on the home page, if you scroll down to where it says Linear Equations Project, in this in this portion, it'll tell you where to put the link of your graph, your copy and paste. So I hit Control V, and I'm able to type all that in. Of course, you'll also need to fill in all of this information as well. So for my example, it's student example. I'm going to pretend like I'm in first period. And then you have one more thing to do, verbal description. I'm going to say my verbal description is something like this. It's a line that passes through the point -1, -5, and has a slope of 2. That's a verbal description. Now you don't have to do a line and a slope, a point and a slope. You could do things like x-intercepts, y-intercepts. The point is this needs to be written in sentence form. Once you have your verbal description, you tell me who you are, you've copied and pasted your infogram, you hit submit, and you're done with your project. You'll also need to turn in your paper copy of all your scratch work of how you came up with your equations and tables, etc., and that will be due on Monday.